tipica ragazza italiana che a volte può sembrarti strana, la guardi in un istante, ti entra nella mente, è la classica italiana.
Hi everybody, we are back, the Franny and JoJo Show. I'm Francesca.
I'm Joelle, and this is our new segment, Growing Up Italian.
We want to thank Blast Pop Media, Ace Michaels, for producing and promoting our new show. We are so grateful.
We really are.
Yeah.
We've been at this for a couple years, but now we're taking a new approach here, so we hope you enjoy the show. So let's talk about our families and growing up Italian.
Yeah.
So tell me, where did your family come from?
My father's originally from Naples, and my mother's parents are from Naples, so I'm first generation on my father's side, second generation on my mother's side, but my mother's born and raised in the Bronx.
Oh.
So I'm very East Coast Italian.
Right, right. And my family is from Naples as well, my mother's side.
Yeah.
My father's side is Rome. And my family was originally from Youngstown, Ohio, the dirt nap capital. Anyway, and so, both of us have these incredible stories about our families and the things that happened to them. My family came over on the boat. Your family came over on the boat.
Yep, exactly. My father came over on the boat, and my mother's parents came over on the boat, Ellis Island.
Oh, yeah, me too. Same thing.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, my family moved away from New York and ended up in Ohio. And I got this book from one of my cousins, sort of looked back into our history, and I found out that one of my great-grandmothers was involved in a flood and survived this flood and actually had to swim to the shore with her children to get to the other side.
Wow. And
She was pregnant with one of the babies. And just interesting stuff about, they didn't have the amenities that we have today, right?
Exactly.
And so it's interesting to think that our families, what they went through to pretty much either go by horseback or walk to where they ended up migrating to, and then the weather that in the East Coast, especially, they have the 4 seasons, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Our snowstorms are brutal beyond anything you can imagine.
I know, and they say sometimes they're getting worse now, but could you imagine, honestly, being in a situation where you didn't have the amenities we have today, which I'm so grateful that I grew up in this era and not another one, because I'm not a camper, I'm a glamper. And so
I'm a camper. Everybody knows that.
I'm a
I'm a
glamper.
hiker, a camper.
I'm not.
Bohemian gypsy, whatever you want to call me.
And I have
but
my
late for dinner.
And we have our spoons.
We do. We have our spoons, which we're grateful to Ann Pettit.
Oh,
Is it Ann Pettit?
Ann Pettit, yep.
Yep, and she made
You
these
like to
for
call
us.
her Ann Petite.
Yeah,
because
because
she's small.
And she is very sweet. We love you,
Thank you, Ann.
by the
Yeah,
way.
we love our wooden spoons, which my mother used to beat my ass with this when I was little.
I got hit with a frozen sausage, and then after my mother actually put the same frozen sausage she hit me in the head with to heal the wound. Hello, how sick is that? But I guess it's normal.
Isn't it funny how if you have like a sty in your eye, my grandmother would say, "Let me get the gold ring, get the gold ring, and rub the eye, rub the eye."
Oh, it's so
all these
true.
old Italian traditions.
I do have some trivia questions.
Oh, good. We love those.
I love the trivia questions. Okay. What year was the Vespa scooter invented in Italy? Was it?
Wait. The Vespa scooter. I've been on one of those. I rode one of those when I was in Italy. Those
She
are
did.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I heard
okay,
the story. So cool. Didn't you crash?
No.
Oh,
I didn't.
You almost
We
crashed.
we crashed the bike with the 4 wheels. Go on to the story.
Okay. So was it 1950, 1937, or 1946?
Well, I'm going to go with 37 because it's pretty old. Am I right?
Ding, ding, ding. You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
1946 it was
Shut
invented.
up. All right. Very cool.
One more
Wow,
trivia
the
question.
Vespa. Very nice.
What is Italy's national flower? Is it the tulip or the rose or the lily?
Huh. I don't know. The tulip?
What do you think? It's Holland? Because the tulip is the Holland's national flower.
Oh, it is?
It's the lily, people.
Oh, I like lilies.
Yeah, lilies are beautiful.
Very nice. I love roses. My grandmother had a lot of, she had a garden. I'm sure your family had a garden.
Gosh, my father, yeah.
Yeah, especially back east, they always had this beautiful garden, and so when I would go visit them in the summers after we moved to the West Coast, we would go and pick the fresh flowers,
They were picking flesh too, because Italians, they got body parts
beating the
buried
hell out of everybody.
all over the place, all right? Okay.
But she would pick fresh flowers and put them on the tables, and that was always incredible to me to watch my grandparents as they aged go out to the garden and pick the tomatoes and pick the basil
And then can the tomatoes.
Oh God!
And
please.
prepare them for the oncoming winter, because you can't grow tomatoes on the East Coast in the winter. It's impossible.
Oh, I know.
You know?
My grandparents had a cellar, and in the cellar there was rows and rows and rows of canned things.
Yes,
right.
And meat hanging.
Meat.
All right,
and
dead carcasses.
And my grandmother made something called bubacha crush, which was those peppers, and they'd hang them and dry them, and then you'd fry them in the olive oil and the garlic, and put a little bit of crushed red peppers. And when you chewed on them, they tasted like potato chips, only Italian potato chips.
And then they would clean out your sinuses very well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you had a cold or the flu, all right,
please.
you were all set.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And the Vicks on the chest, and you were good to go. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's always the crazy Italian. I remember this Italian family. I don't want to mention their names because I want to stay alive. But they would, every 4th of July, the crazy Italian kids would put firecrackers and what are those things on 4th of July that can actually blow up a mailbox? What are those called?
Hand grenades?
No. Well, the FBI is going to start questioning us. No, there's a name for it. But anyways, besides all that, you people will know.
Those bottle rockets?
No, it'll come to me, all right? I have a little amnesia. But anyways, this family would blow up everybody's mailbox on 4th of July.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah, I know some crazy Italians back east.
Wow.
And I'm not going to mention the names to protect the innocent and the not so innocent.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
My family, I love this story. So my mother talks a lot about a community that she lived in called Briar Hill, and all the Italians lived in this little street in Briar Hill, and a lot of the houses were 3 and 4 stories, and the families all lived together. So so I remember I have a vague memory of going to my great grandfather's house, and he was on the top floor in a wheelchair, and he was always hunched over, when we go in and so anyway, the story was that the neighbors next door were mafia, and every Sunday the grandmother would cook the meal, and so you'd see all these beautiful cars come, the Cadillacs and all the black Cadillacs and these pearl white cars, and everything was always, the cars were always in beautiful shape, even if it was snowing.
Yeah.
But the cars would all line up every Sunday, and my grandmother. We lived next door, and my grandmother would get invited once in a while to dinner, but the neighbor next door talked about she always made dinner for the mafia. And if you I forget how the story was, but if the food was good, they'd leave $100 bill under the plate.
That is right. Your mom told me that story.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
We love you so much.
Yeah.
On one of our shows, she explained the story, and it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would leave the $100 bill underneath the plate, and if the food was good, then the cook, obviously, who was the grandmother, would get the $100 bill.
And then if the food was bad, they would end up, in a bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich, they get their mailbox blown up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of stories. How about Vinny Bag of Donuts?
Mamma Mia.
We all live near a Vinny Bag of Donuts, don't we?
Not now, but back in the
back
day.
then. Yeah. We got stories, Mamma Mia.
Oh my goodness. My favorite thing is I still have the Sunday traditions at my house for my son. We still make the sauce and have the meatballs, and I still invite my mother over, and she comes on Sunday. My mom and my stepdad, they come over and they have dinner, and my son just loves it. Usually in the morning I'll go off and do something in the morning, either church or go to yoga or something, and come home, and then the house just smells so good, with the pork and the beef and all the stuff, and the brajol and the sauce.
Oh my God! And the garlic, the fresh garlic. If they can make perfume out of it, I mean, no guy would come near me, but that's okay too. All right,
we don't want the garlic perfume. What are you, nuts? Yeah, but so I try to keep with that tradition. The only thing I don't do is my grandfather would complain every week. My grandmother's name was Antoinette. He'd say, Antoinette, you and the 5 pounds of flour. Every Sunday, he would go to the store and he would buy her a 5-pound bag of flour, and she would go through a 5-pound bag of flour every week, making everything homemade, the doughs and the crisples and the homemade pastas, and I remember when
the breads
and the breads
and the garlic knots.
and stuff that you're not supposed to eat now, but I swear I don't
That
know.
I still eat and I don't care.
I try not to eat. What is this gluten-free stuff? But whatever, it is what it is, right? We want to try to keep our girlish figures as we get
Mine's
older.
long gone.
Not so much. So I think that's probably the only thing that I don't really participate in is I'll just buy the pasta instead of make it homemade. But I do know how to make it. I have a pizzelle maker. I have the cavatello makers. I don't know about you.
Well, my father did all that. My father was the most
Really?
amazing cook, just like Chris, like your Chris. I mean, amazing.
Huh.
And he actually owned restaurants. And I will, on the next show, bring in one of the paper clippings that the newspaper, wrote about him.
Very nice. That's awesome.
I grew up on some really good food.
Oh, there are so many stories that we're going to share with you. I think moving forward, just the Italian culture itself is something to be discussed in detail, and we have plenty of stuff coming up in the future to talk about. We're so delighted that you joined us today.
Yes, thank you so much.
And we look forward to the next time that we meet, and we will be talking more about growing up Italian.
And follow us on YouTube, please.
Yes, the Franny and JoJo Show, Growing Up Italian.
Yep, thanks. Have a nice day.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Hee